just one more lecture out here on the soon-to-be off-ramp from 128, where we're looking at the ideas of ethics in action, as I like to call it. Here, this lecture that I want to take a few minutes with you is the idea that ethics is not just a concept, that's why I'm here, but it's also a strategy that companies try to their best abilities to succeed at. And the strategy that I'm going to suggest to you that we discuss right now is that of sustainability. Now, why am I discussing sustainability? First off, if you look at Coca-Cola here, sustainability for them is a minimum carbon footprint. They use an incredible amount of water, an incredible amount of energy, and if they act in a sustainable way by recycling the water, making sure that every ounce of energy is used efficiently and effectively, they'll be able to reduce their costs. The same thing here, the supervisor building that's in the background over here. This is a LEED building that was designed specifically so that it would save energy. It's good business practice because this building has an incredible amount, given an internet company, it's an incredible amount of power that it would be drawing, and the idea is that by maximizing the efficiency of the building, they'll be reducing their costs, and that helps them increase their margin. So, as with anything, when you have a strategy, the first step is to define the strategy. You have to say to yourself, this is going to be a success, and this is going to be a failure. And you want to identify the little sub-strategies that may go into it. So, for example, if we think of TripAdvisor over here, they may say, you know, if we're able to save so much energy or so much water, or maybe cool the building off in a different way, or avoid heating other parts because there isn't any staff in there, they're able to decrease their costs and on a very systemic and incremental level increase their bottom line. And they're going to have to set priorities in that process as well. When you think about it, if you're a TripAdvisor, you may have to always have a certain number of computers running. You may have to have an ability to have so many meetings over the net. If you're over here on the other side in your Coca-Cola company, then your concern may be more along the lines of how much water you're using. You have to move an incredible amount of product, how much gasoline you're using, etc. So you're going to set these priorities as to what's important and what's not important, and then you're going to go from there. Another thing about strategy is very important is to set the objectives in a way that's going to be efficient and effective. Now, in that regard, what you're going to have to do is say, for the organization as a whole, for example, marketing is going to achieve such and such. HR is going to achieve such and such. The idea, is that you want to be able to give to each department, and again, this goes back to the lecture we just had a little while ago, discussion about the idea of empowerment. You want to be able to empower people to know what it is that they're going to achieve. And then as you go through this process, and this is very much a learning process, it's a dynamic process, you're going to identify as a leader, as a member of the working groups, you know, what are our issues? Remember, the issues are things that are acute, they happen one time. What are our dilemmas? Things that happen on a chronic basis. You want to also sit there and we're thinking strategically, but even strategically, a process that's developed works on a spectrum. So there may be very, very long goals, 30 plus years out, and there still could be strategic thinking that's even 5 years or 10 years out. And then the last thing is, and this harkens back to earlier and more recent lectures, you have to be thinking holistically and integrally. In other words, the holistic idea is that each aspect of the company is something you're thinking about, right? How each aspect of the company is going to act in an ethical way. And then that integral, that concept that everything now is a part of a greater whole, and that it all works together. These are very important concepts, and now you can see that's why I'm doing these field trips. When we get out of the classroom and we're now in a setting where things matter in the real world, okay, you can see how ethics is not just an abstract concept. It is more than that. For, like I said, for TripAdvisor, it starts with the design of their building, and it goes from there. for Coca-Cola, it begins with the water that flows into the building, their infrastructure support. The very design of this entire improvement around here is designed in order to maximize the economic capability of the area, but also is being undertaken with an eye toward what is going to be the impact on the people in the area. That's an ethical consideration. So all these concepts very much come into play out here, and as we do, the next group of lectures will be going to a new location, and again the concept is, and I hope it's working, is that wherever you are, it's not just a classroom that ethics matter in. Okay? Ethics has a worldwide and a real-world impact. We'll see you soon. Stay warm. It's a little bit windy and cold out here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.